Oh, we're going to start tonight.
Hi, Mark. Hi. Mark, can I answer him? This is our testing.
Should I still not answer?
Well, we'll see. You must have the answer tonight.
Well, I'm gonna have a Wi-Fi.
Mr. Shan. Hello.
That's my name.
No, your name is Mark. Hi,
That's
Mark.
my name from birth. Good night, guys. What's up?
Sir, the thing I spoke to you about, it has been resolved. Until Monday.
Okay, so you spoke to him?
Yeah, voice note. I embellished my feelings and he gave me back his, and so Monday.
Okay. You see, life is a little bit more than just getting upset. You know, these are solutions for every problem.
Him did upset to me, just upset to, but the end all of it is Monday. Yeah, sir, we were talking about first names. I said so. I was in this Dunbar class, and I said Naomi said that all of us can join. So is like, yeah, what? It's not bad. It's Jacob. And I thought that's her name. And then she said, I could never call Mr. Shan taught me, and I can't call him Mayor. Because Sheldon is like, but that's his name.
I think she said that.
I was testing the waters to see what your response would be. So I say, hi, Mark. Honestly, when I say this, I feel weird. But
yeah, and this is what and that's exactly what I can understand Teresa's position, because you would know that in another life I taught her.
Yes,
so
she did say that.
Right. So that level of respect is still there. That level of
Yes,
respect is still there.
that's what we were talking about at the end of the class.
Right. So that is that, and then now we are now colleagues, and and she don't write. So that level of respect is there. As a matter of fact, there's quite a number of lectures that would have passed through my hands there. Mr. Bukumi, I don't know if you guys know, maybe not. Yeah, maybe he did Introduction to Management. He's one of the Introduction to Management lecturers.
No, I didn't do it with him.
Okay.
I did it with Butler.
Miss Butler, right? She's a nice one too. So when he goes to his class and he says, "Oh, Mr. Shan taught me," of course, the students that he taught.
You must feel old.
Oh my goodness, that's the point I'm making. So we were teaching pretty much the same class, and I think there was a situation where he wanted to change something. I said, "Oh no, We can't change it, sir, because we have Mr. Shan at that time. And then he stopped his class. He said, oh, Mr. Shan, do you know Mr. Shan taught me? And I mean, the students couldn't wait until they fetched my class. And they gave it to me. And you know what? The truth of the matter is, it's a very good feeling when I see, and let me just put it out there now. Quite a number of you here don't know where this future holds for you. If you told me that I would have become a teacher, I would laugh you to scorn. I would laugh you to scorn. I came into this profession to last only for 2 years, and this is with 20 plus now. So so it is a situation where you don't know where this life is going to take you. You may say to you that, Mr. Country, you work in a lab, you work in a high school, you work in a school, you work in a lab, you work in another lab, and I'm just going through my list and just associated with where I think I know you guys work. The truth of the matter is, something may come up and they may need an environmental science teacher. And the truth of the matter is, being a teacher, your summers belong to you. Your school ends at 2 o'clock. You don't have to work until 4 o'clock. I mean, these are unprecedented times. You know, they may have to do night class like such like. But you know, and chances are maybe the salary may be a little bit, just a little bit, who to tell, better than what it is that you're getting. But the truth of the matter is, you have an option to run some extra classes. So you have some students who are not doing so well with their IAs or the SBAs. You can have an opportunity to run some extra class. So this is some extra money for you. So I am saying this to say to you that one or two, or maybe all of you, sometime later will become my work colleagues. And even not at Excelsior, you may be at a different environment, in a different environment, having to teach. And the truth is, when you finish this degree, you can come and teach. You can go into the high school and become a pre-trained teacher, graduate trained teacher rather. It means that you have your degree. And then I will encourage all of you, when you finish this stuff, go and do your 1-year teaching diploma, to just have that teaching diploma, because it's a skill that you can't lose. You want to go abroad and you have a teaching diploma, you can become a science teacher, because what it is that you are doing, you are actually becoming scientists. Already you are, because you have had your associate degree, so you guys are scientists. So you can apply to go abroad to teach science. You can teach earth science, you can teach general science, because at some point in time, you will do some levels of chemistry in the program. You are doing some levels of mathematics in the program. So you should be able to move on and do quite a bit of stuff. So yeah, man, the sky's the limit. So who to tell? And then now you're going to be in my situation where you are going to be teaching students, and you're going to see your students later in life and you say, cheese and peas, Dion. And then turn around and say, child, I taught you. And I said, miss, I am no longer a student. I am no whatever. So then he said, Dion. So, you know, that's what happens. But it's neither here nor there to me. All right.
I'm sorry, before you continue. This is my graph. Is it okay?
I don't like that graph paper. That looks like something you print off the internet.
All right, look at this one. Which one you prefer?
I prefer the second one, that one. But it still looks like something you print off the internet. But never mind. Yeah, never mind.
Earlier.
Excuse you?
I don't have graph sleeves sitting in that room.
This is what you do, darling, when you don't got it. Okay, you just print it.
What time did I send that in the chat, Gabby? Or were you sleeping? What time? Check the chat and tell me what time I sent it in the chat for you to get graph paper.
Sir, somebody check it please, because I don't have the messages.
Oh, you don't have a phone?
No, I don't have the messages. No, my phone is dead.
Oh, so you saw the message though, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm happy that you would have seen the message, because
I'm going to send it at 1:35.
Come on, 1:35, and your class is at 7 o'clock. So I think that is ample time. I think that is ample time. But anyhow, I trust that the rest of you have a graph paper because it is my intention to wrap up today, to wrap up Unit 2 tonight. And so I can move on and complete some questions.
Exam?
And I will talk about the exam closer. I don't want to spend any more time talking about that. So but I will talk to you guys. All right, let me just say it from now since I asked the question. So I understand. Am I to confirm that Therese is giving her exam on Thursday of this week?
Yes, that's what I heard.
All right. So because she's giving her exam on Thursday of this week, I don't want to put you guys under a lot of pressure, so I won't give you my exam on Thursday. I'll give it to you next week, Tuesday.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's true.
Okay, because I had plans of doing it on Thursday, but I don't want to put you guys under additional pressure, so I'll give you mine on Tuesday.
And is it multiple choice?
No, miss. No, miss. Negative. All right, let's go. So.
Excuse me, sir. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Auntie Dawn.
How many questions there will be?
So I've started writing the paper, and I have a whole lot of data.
How long has this?
I don't know because I'm telling you, I have a whole lot of data for you to go and do a whole lot of stuff with the data, like about 3 parts of the question with that data, and then now I'm looking at some multiple choice to put into it, and if I don't put the multiple, and then I may fling in about 2. So you may have, I mean, it would be more than 2 hours. So it would be more than 2 hours. So I've already written one of the questions with about 3 parts or 4 parts. And then now I think that I need to write me another question. So I will give you 2 questions to do and maybe about 10 multiple choice questions.
Oh, good. That's coming to separate. 10 multiple choice question in 2 hours.
I'm alone. Hey, Don, I'm stressful, man. But the blood of Jesus is against them. Them things that them are going to stress me, them not stress me. So my eye, them I turn on the camera now. Come on, why is in my face?
Oh, my careful, many drop out here. I mean,
thank you very much.
You're in a mood tonight, Dion.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones. Can you believe it?
No, man, trust me, you're in a mood from tonight. But anyhow, the rest of you, only so silent. I hear from 3, one to the other 3. Good night, rest of you.
Karine, don't warm up our dinner.
I kind of feel offended. Ishmael?
Ishmael look like him have internet old. Shelly Boo! Shelly is there. Mr. Typist.
Okay. All right. So.
Mr. Shand?
Yes, please, Donna.
I don't see anything from you.
Don't worry about it, man. I looked at it again today, and by a morning awake up, you see everything in email. By a morning awake up, you see everything in email. Good job.
You know the part that the Bible has said, do not worry.
Yeah, absolutely, because you can't add a foot to your height.
Matthew 6:25.
Matthew 6:25.
Yeah. And
right.
I come here with for student loan to write me back.
Don't worry about it. This too shall pass. Okay, so we
pay them insurance money.
This too shall pass. As we talk about that, for those of you who have not yet started doing something, just think about. I know 1, 2, 3, 4 of you already are working based on the conversations that I have, are working either students loan or otherwise for scholarships. And I know 1, 2 are self-funding and will come out. The other 2, I have not had a conversation with you, but please, I had cause to write to one of the lecturers so that some of my students would not be kicked out of a tutorial class.
You have one lecturer always a pressure winner, sir.
Oh?
I don't know she's so tactful.
Yeah, so never mind. I wrote to her today and explained the situation and asked that favor would be granted, and she says to me that yes, the students who had selected Mr. Pierce tutorial session, she will allow you three to stay in the class. So I really didn't
Thank you,
want to
Miss
split up.
Jacob.
So right. So and then I responded to her, told her thank you, and told her on behalf of the group.
Yes,
So
thank you.
right. So I'll tell her that
Sir,
you said thank yes,
sir,
Tricia.
so the
Yes,
school
Tricia.
fee is still at the 327?
No,
You guys getting a
darling.
discount. You're getting a discount, man. I told you. It's 200 and
10%.
something. That's what I told you?
That's 200 and so. Well, them only write it on the paper. I
Yeah.
forgot about which kind the paper is.
200 and something for the 6th semester.
For
Don,
the,
Hold
you're
on, let me
saying,
see the thing.
no, Don, you're
no, for
getting,
this semester.
for 3 semesters.
Oh, sorry.
All right, let's go. We need to go.
Only for this year, basically.
It's just for this year, yeah. All right, let's go. All right,
Thank you.
so I like the place that we're at. I am, however, a little concerned that some of you are not moving. Shireen, are you okay? You are not normally this quiet.
Sir,
No, she eating. Me tell her say she
I'm
eat.
here.
Oh, you're full of your face. That's why you can't talk.
I
Oh,
know
never
that
mind.
long
Also, I'm
time.
not eating. Yeah.
You see,
Sir, I
sure.
stepped away.
You see when nigga, no, you didn't be sure. You know, if you tell nigga your business here, because what nigga say is that, oh no, Sherry, going to warm up her dinner. All right,
Yes.
let's go. Let's go. All right. So I trust that you guys had a good weekend and you are ready to go. I have one more area, which is, did I do this though? Did I do? Yes, I went through the inclusive and the exclusive data code. I have one more thing. Well, three things, but three short things to have a conversation on. And I really just want to wrap up those three things before I start looking at some more questions. And then we can end our class with some questions. Let me congratulate you. Yes, dear.
I went on to do the assignment 4 o'clock this morning and it wasn't there. Well, it was there, but I couldn't do it.
Bye.
Because they said to complete some tutorials, and even when I did the tutorials, it's because I went on again in my lunchtime and I still couldn't.
All right, so I will fix the tutorial part for you. I remember you were having some problems with that. The same thing when you're doing another math course with me, sure.
Yeah.
But I'll fix that one for you. But nonetheless, though, I'm very pleased. There is one student who needs to get the ball going, but there are 5 of you who have been completing nicely the assessments. That one student I will touch base with. I'm not yet ready to name and shame. All right. So come next class, if nothing is done, then I will name and shame. All right. But for the most part,
is it me?
next class I will name and shame.
So I know some of this and start.
Yes, there is.
Correction, there is no shame.
Just name.
Just name.
That's right. I like your attitude, Dawn. And you see the thing about it, one of the things that I want you, this family that we've started here, is that if ever I were to get upset with any of you, it doesn't mean that I don't care about you guys or the love is not here, because you will know differently.
Then no, somebody did mad with you.
Well, that's a for your business. Don't you get over it?
Sir, the next class I did go cut.
Yeah, I know, man.
She's like, oh my God.
Okay. And guess what? What did I say to you, Dion? Did I not say to you, don't say it again? And they kept saying it? Good.
Yes.
So you disobeyed my instructions, so I had to short of a better word.
No, Miss Dunbar, every time I do something, she said, I'm going to put it, let me learn how to do this. I can put it in a naughty corner.
That's right. So I bet you won't do it again. Right? But you're so mad at me. I said it, no, you will get over it. All right, but on a serious note, though, guys, I really want you guys to
25%, sorry, the discount.
Yeah, 25, right? So remember, guys, that was a specially negotiated price for you guys, and I'm happy that you guys took up the offer. That offer may not be on the table come next year, so you guys are getting a 25% discount.
It better be.
All right, let's go. Let's go. So we're looking at histograms, right? Looking at histograms. This is not something that is foreign to you guys. You guys will know what histograms are, but I'm not taking it for granted. I am going to go through it, and I'm going to go through something that Sheldon has been saying for the longest while. Why I don't do this, why I don't do that, why I don't do this, why I don't do that. He will get his heart's desire tonight. It will be done. All right, so we're looking at histogram. Yes, please.
Before you start Instagram, the homework that you posted in the group, is it from last class or something?
Last class. That should have been completed. Because
In the
I'm going to
group,
discuss.
so that's the one I was looking for.
Right. So that's the one I am going to. That's the one you're looking for, Cher?
Yeah. So it's in the group.
It's in the WhatsApp group. Yes.
Sir.
So that's what I am going to. Yeah, man. Remember, I had projected it last class. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. As a wrap up for the stuff, because I'm sealing off this topic.
Do it.
No, man, it's all right. I can't send you more, man. So let us just do that one, then I can send you some more. Right?
Okay.
Because I mean, this would be very good practice now for the mixed semester that is fast approaching.
Okay, sir.
All right, let's go. So it says histogram. So this is a graphical display of data using bars of different heights. Matter of fact, should I ask somebody to read for me? Never mind, I'll read it. It's similar to a bar chart. It is similar to a bar chart. And you'll recognize that in a bar chart, let us just flip to the bar graph and the histogram. In the bar chart, and remember the bar chart is the same as the bar graph. In the bar chart, you will recognize that there exist gaps between each rectangle. But in a histogram, there is no gaps. So put it this way, and forgive me for what I'm about to say, bar graph are the houses in Kingston, histograms are the houses in Portmore. Bar graph are the houses in Kingston, histograms are the houses.
No offense taken.
Okay. Yeah, man. So the house them at Kingston, you can walk around them. The house them at Portmore, you can't. So and that's what I normally use to show the students that there are spaces in the bar graph. In the histograms, there is no space, right? So the height of each bar shows how many falls into each range. And this is a range. So when you look here, not there, sorry. When you look here, this first one is the range between 100 and 150, right? And that's why I speak about range. And let me just do something here to highlight the word range, because that word range is very important. What we're talking about range, for example, for example, 100 to 150, as indicated, I see it as indicated in, what is wrong with me? In the histogram, STOG, in the histogram below. All right. So Rockstone, BELOW. All right. So for example, 100 to 150 as indicated in the histogram below. All right. All right. So watch what I'm saying to you now. So the range is dependent on the given question. The range is going to be dependent on the given question. In this question, the range is 50. In other questions, the range is not going to be 50. All right? So the range in this question is 50. So just remember, so the histogram looks very much like the bar graph. The difference is, for the histogram, we speak about a range for my x-axis, and also there are no gaps. Once you see gaps, it's a bar graph or a bar chart. Once there's no gaps, we speak of histograms. No gaps, we speak of histograms. Please. etched that into your heads, into your memories. All right, so what, yes, please.
So what does a space indicate? Does it have a, is there a reason?
All right, so very good question. I think I may need to put that in there. So a histogram shows CONTINUOU, a continuous VARIABLE, shows a continuous variable in its range. So for example, 100 to 150, and then you recognize that it starts at 150 to 200, then it starts at 200 to 250, then it moves from 250 to 300, then 300 to 350. So this part here is important, and it answers your question. The histogram shows a continuous variable. The bar graph shows, if that shows continuous variable, what this one shows? A discrete variable. What's wrong with me? All right, so a discrete variable, right? Now, what is a discrete variable? A discrete variable, something that is discrete means that you can count, right? So after USA, then there's a break, and then you start something else. Then there's a break and start something else. But for the histogram, you speak about continuous variables. All right. So and you must have a range. So if you're not given a range of anything, I mean, answer to construct a histogram, a fufu something you answer to do. All right, because the histogram can only be conducted. What's wrong with it tonight? The histogram can only be constructed, not conducted, but constructed when you have a continuous variable. It represents a continuous variable. All right, just remember that. Okay. So now this data was extracted, and I may need to put a little narrative up top. Data in its copy, data in its inclusive form. The TABLE, the table below, and this is something that I want all of you to get into the habit of doing. Whenever you are given a table, you can't just give a table without a title. You know, you must have a title for what it is that you're doing, and so you must have a narrative. So the date below shows, let me just place data in its inclusive form. And I have a story to give about this one, because I plotted a graph, the histogram of this one, and I was getting something that was off. And I cussed the software that I was using and said, full software, it don't make no sense. And I cussed it dog rotten. And I'm going to ask you, what is the range of this thing here, guys? Look at it. Look at the thing. 10 to 20, 0 to 10, 11 to 20. What's the range right there? What's the width of the class interval?
10.
9.
9.
9.
10.
10.
9.
Okay, got you. Very good. I hear you. Ishmael, you need to talk to me tonight, you know. Mr. Sir, who is at work, can you please respond in the group? What is the interval, please? Say it again, Ishmael.
Yes, I'm going with 10.
You're going with 10. Okay, good. Dion, what say you, honey?
9.
You said 9. Okay. Sheldon, what say you? All right. So, I had an issue because I did this stuff when I was preparing the notes, and I plotted the stuff and got frustrated because I'm saying to myself, but I know I'm correct. I know I am correct. So why is it that this thing is giving me the thing that is giving me? But Afterwards, I recognized I was getting it. So the truth of the matter is, the width of that class is not 9, neither is it 10. Can you again look at it and tell me what is the width of that class?
11.
11. The width of the class is 11. The width of the class is 11. Right? We have to be very careful. Remember, I spoke to you about the inclusive form. The width of the class is 11. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You have 11 classes right there. You want to see something with 10 class? Something with 10 class would have been in the other stuff. Something with 10 would be in the other one, in the other document, right? But something with 10 would be, yeah, it would be in the other document, guys. No, but yeah, it would be in the other document. No, like this is 10. This is a class with here of 10 because 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. So there's a class of 10 because this is the exclusive form. 50 to 59 will be the exclusive form. All right. So when you jump down to this one here now, because we go from 60 to, sorry, wow, so much work the teacher give you? That's very nice. Teacher, come with things, 20 pages. This here is inclusive form. So when I plotted the graph, I was livid, and then now I recognize that's stupid. It's the inclusive form. It's the inclusive form. All right, so let's go. So when we look at our stuff, the same thing that we have here, the 0 to 10, our frequency is supposed to be 6, and 0 to 10, which is this class interval here, it is saying 0 to 6. And the other class interval 11 to 20. Oh Lord, why do I have 22? Supposed to be 11 to...
the one below, sir, it is 10. The width is 10 in the below.
Yeah, down here below is
the two below is 10. No, I want it to
yeah, something is still not correct right here.
Anyhow,
I don't know. This graph in particular is still proving to be very problematic for me to plot. I'm using the software, and had I been in a face-to-face class, I would just easy 1, 2, 3 and just box it off. So I'm gonna come back to this one. So I'm gonna jump because this one is not bringing across the point I want to. It's a good thing that I had done another example. Now, this example here is an example that we would have been introduced from before, where it is that we were asked to do the frequency distribution, and see here, frequency distribution, and we did the frequency distribution. We got our tally, we got our midpoint, and then the question would have gone on further to say, hence, go ahead and calculate the measures of central tendency. So in a case like this, what we had to do was to go and create the midpoints, remember, and multiply the midpoints by the frequency. This is something that you need to know because it's on a mid-semester. So let me go through this again as a refresher. So this question is a question that we have done with it before. Now, in doing this question, the question that asks us to arrange the following data into a frequency distribution table. Frequency distribution table. So that's what it is that we have, a frequency distribution table. All right? And the frequency distribution table, I would have then said to you, go ahead now and hence calculate the measures of central tendency. Now, in order to do the measures of central tendency, we would have done the tally because the distribution table shows our tally and it also shows a frequency. The distribution table shows your tally as well as it shows a frequency. But because I said to you, go ahead now and calculate the measures of central tendency, you have to now go ahead and find the midpoints of the class intervals. My question to you, why do we find the midpoints of the class intervals? Let me see how many of you are on top of things. Why do we find the midpoint of the class intervals when it is that we're calculating measures of central tendency?
Because the actual value of the data is lost, sir, so we're using the midpoint. Excellent.
The actual value of the data is lost. Thanks, Sher. The actual value of the data is lost. So we are trying to find the midpoints. Remember, our data now from this, what this is saying is that we have 50 to 59. And of the 50 to 59, we have only one. The truth of the matter is that one value could be 50, or that one value could be 59. or very well that value could be in 54.5, right? So the actual data is lost. The raw data can no longer be found. I mean, I have it up here so you know. But when we're doing the group data, and listen to me now, I know a few of you keep doing it. When I ask you to find the measures of central tendency and you did the distribution table, you go up top here and do the stuff here. You're not going to get the mark for it. Once them asked you to do the frequency distribution table, you must therefore use the frequency distribution table to calculate the measures of central tendency. If you don't want you the raw data and calculate that, I wouldn't ask you to do a frequency distribution table. All right? And matter of fact, without the frequency distribution table, that is not a bachelor's course. That is third form statistics. We just get the raw data and arrange the data in numerical order and then calculate the mean, the mode, and the median, which is the measures of central tendency. Big school, you only have the frequency distribution. So just remember that. All right? So, very good, Sher. So the actual value of the data is lost. So we have to use the midpoint. That's the safest thing to do, the midpoint. So therefore, when we're calculating the mean, the mode, and the median, you're actually calculating estimates of it. You're calculating estimates of it. You'll be off by a few, but not too far off. You have to calculate estimates of it. You'll be off, but not too far off. So the question now says, hence draw a histogram to represent the information. So I am breaking up the question into pieces. So at first I ask you to do this, and then I'm asking you to go ahead and do a histogram. All right? So remember now, the histogram can only be done if it is that we have class intervals. All right? So I'm looking at my histogram, and I have 5 classes, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, so forth and so on. So I have 5 classes. So let us go and look at the histogram. Let us go and look at the histogram. The histogram would be 50 to 60. All right, watch me now. This one here is 50 to 59. But this 59, let me see how best I can explain it. The lower class boundary. What would be the lower class boundary? Sorry, what would be the upper class boundary for this one here, guys, for the 59? What would be the upper class boundary?
59.5.
Very good, Cher. 59.5. What would be the lower class boundary for this range?
49.5. Or for 60. 59.5.
All right. Do you recognize that this 59, the upper class boundary for this 59 is 59.5? But the lower class boundary for the other interval is going to be 59.5. So both class boundaries coincide, and that's why you have a continuous data. You understand why you have a continuous data now, Cher, and others?
Yes, sir.
Because there's no gap. If I stopped at 59 and then I moved at 60, there would have been a gap somewhere there. So when you see in this 60 right here, it's really not 60 that you're looking at, you know. You're really looking at 59.5. Am I making any sense right here? Hello?
I'm kind of following, sir, but I don't know where everybody else is.
We're processing, sir.
All right. So let me say it again. Remember now, remember we spoke at length about the lower class boundary. All right?
Yeah.
We spoke up, and this in particular when we're calculating the measures of central tendency. Now, when you're plotting your stuff, that's exactly what you're looking at. Also, this 59, you're seeing 50 to 59. The lower class boundary for this is 49.5. The upper class boundary for this here is 59.5. And then the lower class boundary for this other range is going to be 59.5. So the end of this range, which is in yellow, is going to end at 59.5. Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Good. And the start of this range is going to start where?
59.
Very good, Dawn. Very good, Dawn. So you see it now. So you have processed it. So the end of this yellow and the start of this red is at the same value. It shows 60 here, but really and truly it's going to be 59.5 because these two values are the same. The upper class boundary for this one is 69.5. The lower class boundary for this is 69.5. So the end of this red and the start of this blue is going to show that is the same value. Very good. It's going to be the same value. All right, and it's going to show right here. So you're not seeing it here for the purposes of a graph, but at least the graph shows me a little bit of stuff that you can really follow and understand. All right, so that's what that is. And again, just do one more. The upper class boundary for the 79.5, the 79 is going to be 79.5. But the lower class boundary for the 80 is going to also be 79.5. So when you look at this blue, the end of this blue to the start of this green is going to share the same value. And it shows you here at 80, but really and truly 79.5 that we have. You follow what I'm saying? And why that is so, because there is an overlap of your values. So which is as a continuous data. All right. Okay. So that's what that is, right? And yeah, there's nothing more to this. This is what this portion is. All right. Now, what I'm going to be doing with you is to show you some frequency polygon. I don't know how I can do this in there. I'm going to show you a frequency polygon. Let me see if I can do this. Copy. This is a difficult part of teaching online, when I would want to show you some stuff and somewhat it's a little bit tethered in doing it. But by the way, so you understand the frequency, you understand the histogram now?
Yes, sir.
Right, the histogram is really not difficult to plot. I'm going to answer to get graph papers. Dion.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I thought you stepped away on me.
No, I have the headphones on, so even if I get up, I'm hearing you.
All right, good job. So now, so this is what is happening. So we have completed the histogram. The histogram is really not difficult. And you know the truth of the matter is, all I had to show you with the histogram is how to just plot the graph, because the other bits of data in terms of creating the distribution table, you know how to do the frequency distribution table. You already know how to do the frequency distribution table because we have done that before. All right. So but what we're looking at now is just a histogram. But the next area that I want to look at, yes, hon.
I have a question. It's like go back up a bit, just scroll up a bit to the raw data, right, to here. This is where I always spend most of my time trying to break it out into class intervals. Is there a easier way to do it? Like,
all right, so if you're not given the class interval,
right,
if you're not given the class interval, they will have to tell you what is the width of the class.
Oh, right, okay.
So they will tell you what is the width of the class. Then what you're going to be doing is calculating the range of the data. You calculate the range of the data.
Yeah.
And you know what the width of the class is, and you divide that, and you can tell you how many, what it's going to be.
Okay.
And you can, and it's in the handout that I have. I mean, that I sent off to you. So all you do, you'll first have to arrange the data in numerical order. Then you're going to find a range, and finding the range is going to be the upper number minus the lower number.
Minus the lower one, right?
Very good. And then you know what width of the interval you want.
Right.
And then it will tell you. So if it gives you 5.2, it means that we're going to go up to 6. If it gives, right. So you always, and I can remember clearly the class that I had on that, because Dion was saying to us, but sir, 5.2, no, I think we're going to, yeah, but 5.2 is not greater than 0.5, sir. So why are you going up to 6? But I said to her that anything that is outside of the whole number, we have to round up. We have to round up. We're not rounding off, but we're rounding up. All right. Okay. So 5.2, we'll call it 6. So we're going to have a 6 interval. So we're going to say, looking at the lowest data, we can say if it's 10, it's going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right? So the interval is going to be 6. All right. So that's what we do. You can go back and look at it again.
Okay, sir.
All right. So we're now looking at the frequency polygons and curves. All right. You notice I finished right here. So that's all. Matter of fact, I just copied this thing here, this histogram here. because for the frequency polygons and curves is 2 lines. It's 2 lines that I have. 2 lines that I have. It says this is a graph that is made by joining the middle top points of the columns of a frequency histogram. And this is a frequency histogram. Why do we call it a frequency histogram? Because do you recognize that this histogram was constructed, I keep saying conducted, was constructed from this frequency distribution table? So that's why we call it a frequency histogram. All right, so there are different names for it too. So it's going to be done from the frequency histogram. So what you're saying to you is, you will find the middle of the something, and the middle of the something look like right here, so don't. Yes, and this is where I have an issue now, because I don't, oh Lord. All right, so just work with me, guys, because I mean, I would want you to do something for me, guys, tonight. So the frequency polygon, you're going to find the middle of this range here, put a dot right here, then you're going to put a dot right here, you find in the middle of the stuff, then you're going to put a dot right here, you find in the middle of the stuff, you're going to find the middle of the stuff here, you find the middle of this here, you find the middle of this here. So you're going to put a dot on the middle of all of them, the middle of all of them, and then what you're going to do, and what it is that you're going to be doing, you're going to connect a point, a line, to the middle of each. So you're going to draw the line all the way up here, then draw the line down here, then draw a line right through the point, and then draw a line through this point. And that will be your frequency polygon or your frequency curve. That will be a frequency polygon or your frequency curve. Any questions?
No, sir. Going to try.
Yes, I'm going to give you an opportunity to try tonight. I don't know. I can't. Huh? Yes, go ahead, Papa.
Yeah, so they say it's a curve, but it's a line that you're connecting them with. So what I call it a curve?
It's a curvy line.
All right.
If it's what I'm saying, it's a curvy line. So that's why it's a curve.
I understand, but I still want it.
Yeah, man, no problem. I'm trying to see how best I could possibly use my pen. Anyhow, while you guys doing the stuff, I'm going to see if I can use a paint tool and get what it is that I'm looking for. All right. Now, the last thing that I have to do with you guys before I give you the activity to do for me is our frequency, cumulative frequency. You know, Shazana's always said, so why don't you show them the cumulative frequency when it is that we're doing the table right here? So show them the cumulative frequency, man, because it is much easier. And I agree with him. So let us go now. So cumulative means how much so far, right? Cumulative means how much so far. And I want you to think of the word accumulate, which means to gather together, So to have a cumulative total, just add up the values as you go. And here's an example. I'm going to give you a situation where, who can I trouble now? Dawn is on a strict budget. And Dawn says, every month when I earn extra money, I am going to put up. So these are the dollars earned as extra money for Dawn. For the month of March, Dawn earned $120. For April, she's going to earn $50. For May, she earned $110. June, $100. July, $50. And in August, she only earned $20. All right? So this is what happened now. So to work with the cumulative totals, right? we're just going to add as we go. So for the first month, the first line is easy. The total earned so far is the same as what Jamie would have earned for a particular month, right? And I don't want to say Jamie, it's Dawn. It's Dawn earning the money. No, not Jamie, this is Dawn earning the money. All right? Because Dawn have to get a little money in her pocket. All right. So that's what Dawn is doing. So Dawn is earning that amount of money. As I said before, each table must have a narrative. The table below shows EXT extra earnings. August. And I should know how to spell that word. August. All right. So that's exactly what happened. All right. So this is extra earning for Dawn. Now, look at what happens. So the first line is the same as Dawn earned for that month, which is 120. Yeah. But for April, the total earning is going to be this 120 plus this 70. Rubbishness. This 120 plus the 50 to give me 170. So see here now. So it's going to be this plus this to give 170. And then what is going to happen also is that this 170 now is going to be added to 110 to give it 280. And then the 280 will be added to 100 to give it 380. And then the 380 is added to 50 to give me 430. And then the 430 is added to 20 to give me 450. Now, right. So the last cumulative total there, the last cumulative total should match the total of all earnings. So what I'm saying to you that is that $450 is the last cumulative total, and it is a total of all earnings. What it means there, guys, what does that mean? It means that Dawn is adding up all of her earnings from March all the way up to August, and all the monies that she would have earned. Well, in this case, all the money that she would have earned would add up to $450 because she added all of this money cumulatively. All right. So she would have earned $450. Okay, so this was just an introductory example. Now, you won't get an example of this nature. Let me give you a real life example. So I'm seeing here the marks obtained by 20 students of the BSc Environmental Studies given below. You'll recognize that this is a question that we looked at before, right? So I'm using the same data, didn't have the time to go and make up anything else. I'm using the same data. So all of this here you would have seen. We did the cumulative frequency distribution. We did the cumulative frequency distribution, and now it is that I'm asking you to do cumulative frequency. We looked at the distribution up top, and we got the tally and the frequency from here. Now it is that I'm asking you to do the cumulative frequency. So if they ask you to do the cumulative frequency without the distribution, you know that you have to do the distribution first before you can get the frequency, the cumulative frequency. Because the distribution is what is going to give you the frequency. True or false?
Yes, sir.
Good. And then from the distribution now, from the distribution, you can actually do the cumulative frequency. So let's just look at this one here. The frequency, the first one is going to be the same. So 1 is 1. This one plus this one is 2. 2 plus 2 gives 4. 4 plus 1 gives 5. 5 plus 1 gives 6. 6 plus 1 gives 7. 7 plus 2 gives 9. 9 plus 2 gives 11. 11 plus 1 gives 12. 12 plus 1 gives 13. 13 plus 2 gives 15. 15 plus 1 gives 16. 16 plus 2 gives 18. 18 plus 2 gives 20. This 20 is particularly of importance and interest to me. Why, sir? Come on now, don't do that to me. Why, sir? Because that 20 is the same 20 that exists up here. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, it's the same 20 that exists down there. Let me just make sure that master 20 down there says bold. It's the same 20 that is there. So if when you did the cumulative frequency and you start off and you recognize that you're not getting the same value as was indicated in the question, you know that something would have been wrong. Something that have been wrong. What is wrong? Hold on. I keep touching the mouse pad and it's kind of thing all over the place, right? So it says the marks obtained by 20 students of the BSc Environmental Studies are given below, all right? But I'm also saying to you, the question asks you to calculate the cumulative frequency. If you're calculating the cumulative frequency, you must first calculate the distribution, frequency distribution. And the frequency distribution is going to be used to calculate the cumulative frequency. Frequency distribution includes the tally and the frequency, right? And to calculate the cumulative frequency, you're going to be using the frequency to get the cumulative frequency. If they ask you to calculate the measures of central tendency, and you have well, in this case, will I, scratch that. Can I construct a histogram from this data? Can I construct a histogram from this table?
Yes, sir. These are the marks obtained and the cumulative frequency.
Can I calculate a histogram from this table?
Yes, sir.
Can I calculate a histogram from this table?
No, sir.
Why not?
Because the marks obtained, you would have to create a
The marks obtained would have to be what?
you would have to create a distribution for the marks obtained. Am I right?
You're right. And they said no, but the reason is not correct. What's the reason, guys? So I can't do a histogram from this. Why?
It's not
For the flowing, not continuous.
It's not continuous.
Right.
Very good. You must have a range. Remember I told you about, I didn't want to go back up because if I went up, you'd have seen it. You must have a range from which to calculate the data. You must have a range from which to calculate the data, all right? And it's going to be a continue, and that's how you get this thing to be continuous. See, continuous the range. You must have the range. You can from that data, you can do a bar graph. The data that I just projected, you can do a bar graph, but you can't do a histogram. You can do a bar graph of this data from the table here, but you can't do a histogram.
I'll say it's our mixed semester test again next week.
Sorry, you're talking to John a while ago. Wait a second.
When you said it was our
histogram?
No, test.
No, that is so random, Ishmael. Like, seriously?
Yes, that's what mine is, sir.
Oh my God. No, I mean, that's why I couldn't hear what you're talking about. I'm trying to explain why it is that we can't do a histogram from this data. You stop me to ask me about mid-semester. Mid-semester is next week, Thursday. I would have given to you on on Thursday, but Ms. Dunbar is going to give you health and safety on Thursday, and I don't want you to have two exams on the same day, so I'll put off mine. I can put it off until Tuesday, or I can put it off until Thursday. I may put it off until Tuesday.
Okay, good.
All right, cool. All right, so am I allowed to continue for sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Very random, but anyhow, so I'm saying to you guys, remember, I can do a bar graph.
Statistics, sir.
Yeah, statistics, yeah. I can do a bar graph from this, but I can't do a histogram. And why can't I do a histogram? I don't have a range of values, right? So if you're going to have multiple choice example argument sake, and they say to you, which of the following data can be used to represent a bar graph, right? You can't use a range of data to represent a bar graph, because it is a range of data you have. So I can't use this. I can't use this to do a bar graph. But if we go find the midpoint, don't it? To have one single value. Because the bar graph is individual. Remember I say, the bar graph is individual houses in Kingston. The histogram are the quads that I have in Portmore. Them join, them link up. All right? So you have to remember there are gaps for the bar graph. There are no gaps for the histogram. All right. So in this case, I've showed you how the cumulative frequency works. So, what's done? Me done. Yeah. Unit 2 finished, guys. Unit 2 is not finished. Unit 2 is finished. Finito. Done. Are there any questions? Because you have work to do for me today now. I'm going to project.
Sir, you must send this completed one because
I am going to send it right now. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to send it now. Because I'm going to give you, I'm going to go back to the, let me just stop share. I'm going to go back to the document that we used last week. Matter of fact, you have it. You have the worksheet document that we used. So I'm going to ask that you go back to the worksheet for me and let us calculate the measures. Well, it also mean mode and median for the second
question.
No,
sir, I kind of get lost with these documents because I didn't even see the last week ones.
All right. Let me see if I can. Let me just go to my email in the meantime. Compose. Let me just find. I'm trying to multitask here. To me, subject. What is this now? UNIT Unit 2. What is this? Presentation of data. PRESENTAT. Presentation of data. Why the foreign people call it data?
So they use a short A.
That's true.
We use a long A.
The long A, yeah.
Right.
The first vowel is supposed to be long, and the second one supposed to be short.
Yeah.
But they use the long A. The first one is supposed to be long. The first vowel is supposed to be long, but they use a short version instead. Them can't spell neither. So we call it data, but they call it data. 1, 1, 2, 5, 8, 6. What am I looking for? Presentation data. Dawn, can you find the document in your WhatsApp, please? Please say yes or somebody and just resend it in the group for me. I beg you. I'm trying to find it to send now so we can just use some time and just get through. All right, so the document is sent. So I can find. Oh, here goes the worksheet. Let me just resend the worksheet. Worksheet is resent. So I want you to do me a favor, please, guys. Oh, let's see if I can find the worksheet from here instead of using the phone. Because I have to do my solution at the same time. All right. Worksheet. All right, so you have the worksheet for me. I'm going to ask that you, and the last class we really actually put in the cumulative frequency based on the request from that student. So we have a cumulative frequency there. There is a second question, question number 2 that I gave you for homework. I'm going to ask that you spend a few minutes and start that for me, please. Thank you. And then this one now I'm gonna include some more stuff because we asked for the group frequency distribution. Then I'm going to ask you to do the histogram on the graph. I'm going to also ask you to do the cumulative, the frequency polygon, sorry. All right, so go ahead, please. Take a few minutes and start working. I want everybody to be working because I'll be working myself. All right, so you won't hear my voice for another couple of minutes. If it means that you need to...
can't put it on the screen.
I can. All right, let me do it. But you see, when you tell me now that, oh, me I move up with something, and I need to do my solution too. All right, go ahead and start, please. You can collaborate. I don't have a problem with this one. You guys are awfully quiet. Are things okay? Good. Somebody unmiked. Who is it? Who wants to talk to teacher tonight? Okay, guys, how far are we? Hello? 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 Oh, Jesus, I wish my students would just answer me. My God. Again, guys, I'm coming in and I'm asking you, how are things going? Are you okay? Have you calculated the mean, the mode, the median already? What is happening? I need to know. All right, I'm giving you another 5 minutes. Another 5 minutes, and let me use the remaining 10 minutes to go through the question. All All right, guys. Thank you. Okay. Am I allowed to go through some of the questions, please? Hello.
Sir.
Okay. So why when I was talking to you guys earlier and you don't answer me?
I never, sir, had my headphones off and then the thing was still plugged in.
Oh, okay.
Sir, made I consume something for. Make it step away.
All right. So I did a question in reverse.
Reverse.
So yeah, I don't know why, but anyway, let me share my screen.
Bright, sir.
You can I tell you? All right. So what I did was to calculate the mean first. All right. So I did my midpoint. So you know you had to go through the midpoint business, don't?
Yeah.
Are the midpoints correct? 10.5, 30.5, 50.5, 70.5, and 90.5?
Yes, sir.
I know Mr. Sheldon wants us to use a cumulative frequency, but because we know how to use cumulative frequency now, we are going to go ahead and use a cumulative frequency.
Yes,
So
sir, I did that.
42, 70, 86, and 100.
Yes, sir.
Then we multiply the midpoint by the number of students.
Yeah.
To get 178.5, 762.5,
yeah,
1414,
yeah,
1128,
yeah.
and 1267, total 4750.
Yes, sir.
So the mean is going to be 4750 divided by 100, 47.50.
Yeah.
Good job. And then now what I did was to do the median. To do the median, I am going to do my n plus 1, which is 100 plus 1. I get 50.5. Good.
Yes, to the TH.
To the TH, good. And 50, sorry, did I have to the TH, good. And then I have the between the 50 and the 51st group. So, so what I did is the cumulative frequency, which is what Sheldon was always saying. The cumulative frequency would stop somewhere right there. Because that's supposed to be, I can't use 42 because 42 is a little bit.
Wait, sir. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right, so it has to, so the median group falls within this one here.
Yes, sir, but I used it with I do my calculation based on the frequency and not the cumulative frequency.
Well, actually, sorry. So no, hold on. I use the wrong value.
Right.
I use the wrong value. So no. I use the wrong value. See, that's why I never normally use this something, you know. I blame it on Sheldon.
It's 28.
It's 28. It's 28. So it's 28.
Yeah.
It's 28. So what needs to happen is 17 plus 25 is
42.
42. 42 plus 28 is 70.
Yeah.
Right, so it still falls within that, but it's not supposed to be the 70 that we use, supposed to be the 28.
28 for the values.
Yes, so my G is 28.
Right.
My G is 28. So I got my...
Who else have that?
G is supposed to be 20.
Yes.
G is supposed to be 28.
You have that?
Yeah, I have G as 28.
Yes, sir.
No, man, G is 28. No, you're correct. And then N is 100, B is 59. No, B is not 59. B is 42.
42.
42.
17 and 25.
Yeah.
So B is 42. G is 20, and then W is 20, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So B is 42. And then I'm gonna have 50. 50 minus 42 is 8.
8.
And then over 28.
8 times 20.
Times 20, and what is 2? That's 102, 816. That's 160 over 28.
Yeah.
So what is 160 over 28? 5.714?
Yes, sir.
5.714.
For the 3 you did it, but
all right, and then plus 40.5. You get 46.214.
Yes, sir.
I had left it at 46.2.
That's fine, I guess. Right, so it's supposed to be 46.2 as my medium.
Yeah.
And then now, didn't do the mode yet. The mode would be 40 point. Oh, so the mode is going to be the one that occurs most frequently. So looking at the frequency, it's going to be 41 to 60.
Yeah.
So it's the same 41 to 60. So 41 to 60 group. And it is going to be 40.5. And if it is 28, so I'm interested in 25, 28, and 16.
Yeah.
25, 28, 16, and W is 20.
20. Right.
So this is going to be 40.5. This is 28 minus 25. And this is again 28 minus 25. And this is 28 minus 16, right?
Yes, sir.
And then this is times 20. And then, oh Lord. This is 40.5, 28 minus 25, that's 3.
Yeah.
And then that is going to be 3, that's 12.
Yeah.
Times 20, that's 40. That is going to be 12 plus 3 is 15.
15, so 60 over 15.
Right. So that is 60. 60 divided by 15, and that's how much? 4?
4.
And this is 40.
40.5.
40.5 plus 4, that's 44.5, right?
44.5.
Good job. And that's what I get for the estimated mode.
Yeah.
44.5. All right so far?
Yes, sir.
All right. Guess what? We're going to press pause here for tonight. What I want you to do for me, very good.
Are you going to send it?
I'm going to send. Oh, you're talking to me now. You know, long I come on and ask you that nobody's responding to me.
It's all right, sir. I know I'm not responding. You're going to send it?
No, but respond, man, Leon. Just respond. When I ask a question, I know I'm asking the question midway because I want to see how well people are doing, so I could give some assistance. But yes, I'm going to send it right now. I don't have the graph drawn, but I will send it.
When you send this, you're asking you to send me something that I can do against this. Like another problem.
Well, I can't do that now because I can't write another one until 9 o'clock.
Sir, I never said no, and I'm not going to do it now over the weekend.
All right. So what I was suggesting to you is I can send this document, the solution that I just completed a while ago. I can now send this in the group. But you ask another question, so I'm saying to you, I won't send the question now because that is going to cool off the clan, you know, relax a little bit. But I can send this one in the group so at least you can see it. And then what I'll do for next class is to see if I can do my graphs. I need to find something that I can do the curve, the frequency curve on it. But I'll stop right here, guys. We need to go through the stuff. These are things that you'll be getting on your mid-semester exam. And you need to know. So very good for those who understood and are going on, but the rest of you, please need to catch up. All right. Have a good one. I'm going to end it here. Thanks for coming on.
Okay, sir.
Okay.